Hello and welcome. This is Nick Tasteless Plot broadcasting to you from Seoul, Korea. This is the Averatec-Intel Classic, a 128-person tournament with all the big badass pro gamers down here. It's a real pleasure to be broadcasting to all of you. Thank you again, Averatec-Intel, for sponsoring this event. The number one selling PC, a great piece of machinery, might I add. And clearly, fans of StarCraft, we appreciate your support. Thank you so much. We have a great game coming up very soon. It is going to be YellOW. That's right, YellOW. Probably, easily one of the most famous Zergs ever, as well as one of the most accomplished, against asam. Asam is a new player, a new pro gamer. He is, I believe, I was asking Grimto, actually, this is in fact his first tournament ever, so man, are you going to get, it's just going to be an experience for you. This is, again, we don't know if he's going to be able to hold his own or if he's just going to get completely and totally obliterated by YellOW. But either way, it's very exciting to have them both down here. This is a great way to break asam in. We have many, many other players at this tournament. Also note, in round 3 of the tournament, we're going to have Effort, a player I've already casted only a few days ago, very good Zerg player, against Toss Girl, the one and only, the number one female StarCraft player in the world. She is not a Protoss player, though she is a Terran player. So, don't know where that name came from. Round 4, our final round, is going to be Baby, everybody's favorite Baby StarCraft player, against Robbie, also a fairly new player. Baby is, of course, the youngest pro gamer there is out there, and I think that makes for some very interesting games. Clearly, we have these geniuses.
하종족 중에서는 아마 저그전을 제일 잘하는 걸로 저희가 지금 평가를 내렸고요. 이번에 홍준호 선수하고 아주 기라성 같은 선수하고 첫 데뷔전을 치르는데 잠을 안 자고 계속 할 정도로 많이 하고 있어가지고 이번 대회 아주 기대가 큽니다. 좀 귀여워하고 많이 아끼는 선수라서 이번 데뷔전 잘 치르고 탄력을 좀 받아가지고 잘했으면 좋겠습니다. 기대치는 100 정도에 한 60, 70 정도로 생각을 하고 있습니다.
프로대고 첫 경기가 홍준호 선수와의 경기인데 많이 떨리지만 연습 열심히 하고 좋은 경기 보여드리겠습니다. 그리고 홍준호 선수와 게임하게 되어 영광인데 멋진 경기로 보답하겠습니다.
Sorry, I wasn't looking at it, so we had to go to that video real fast. That's just a quick video introducing this excellent pro gamer who is about to play his first game, his debut game for all of us today against none other than the famous player YellOW. YellOW, an individual who Zerg players, or well, I shouldn't even just say Zerg because all gamers around the world just love YellOW. He is not only one of the best looking gamers out there, but he is also one of the smartest Zergs you will ever meet. Very, very old school gamer. He was Boxer's Zerg nemesis. Of course, the final person in that triangle of old school gamers is Grimto, the caster down here, the one on the right. A good friend of mine as well. He just gave me some onion rings between that cast. Thank you, Grimto. They were delicious. Moving on, though, to this game. YellOW and asam. Protoss probably going to fast expand. Possibly getting a Forge first or the Nexus first, depending on if the Zerg gets the spawning pool first or the hatchery first. This is a map that does not really allow for Protoss to do anything but that, unless, of course, they proxy gate. We don't really see proxy gates on this map, though, since most Zergs tend to pull first. I can't wait to get this started. YellOW is one of those players, StarCraft is not a game where there's just only one way that you can be good. YellOW is one of these players that really utilizes a lot of psychology, and he's one of these gamers that really, he takes advantage of what his opponent sees and then changes his tech patterns accordingly. I remember once talking to Iriador about these famous gamers a long time ago and their different styles, and we were talking about, Nada is a player you could probably be hacking against and you'd still lose because it's such a strong emphasis on macro and simply out-microing you. But with a player like YellOW, this is a guy where most of his game is up in his opponent's head. He does a lot of mind reading, a lot of switching up his tech very fast, and I think that's what's going to make this game very, very interesting. Has asam prepared enough for this to take on this monster known as YellOW? YellOW, of course, is also. I've casted many of his games before. I casted him in the finals of the Worldwide Invitational in Korea a few years ago. I also casted his games at BlizzCon, where he managed to lose to Iris, of course, a very strong Terran versus Zerg player. YellOW is one of the most popular gamers out there with a strong fan base. I believe the majority of the fans here are actually here to see YellOW. Or maybe me, I don't know. We'll find out. Next map in the event is going to be Katrina and Wuthering Heights, also known as Hills of Storm. Hills of Storm if you're Korean, Wuthering Heights if you're a foreigner. Why does it have two names? I don't know. And we're about to get started.
2008 TG Sambo Intel Classic. StarCraft Universe. Welcome to the Korean Ultimate Tournament. Get ready.
Protoss at the top right, Asam, YellOW at the bottom left. Asam, a member of the team Endai, a Korean West team. Of course, he's also a pro gamer as well. But almost all pro gamers have at least one West team that they use to practice on Battle.net if for whatever reason their teammates are busy. YellOW again, a very formidable opponent, not as successful nowadays by by most people's standards. He's not where Jaedong is, but he's certainly very good, and he certainly has the potential to come back and perform really well, as he has historically. YellOW is also one of these gamers who's really well known for getting second place in a tournament like Stork rather than first place in a tournament. As we can see, the pylon is already the expansion, so it will be a fast expanding build. And it does not look like Protoss is actually going to start scouting either, instead sending the probe back to mine a few more resources. This means that he is very confident in the build that he's doing. Obviously going to get a forge first since he does not see what his opponent's doing, but did want the extra minerals. If he does see that his opponent is in fact getting a hatchery first, he will skip making the cannons and go straight to the Nexus, making the cannons when it seems to be appropriate. Fast expanding with Protoss is one of these strategies that, while you see everybody doing it online all the time, it takes a lot of practice to really execute it perfectly. If you get the cannons up only a few seconds late, you can lose the game very easily. If you end up making too many cannons, then you don't get enough gateways out, and then you lose easily that way. So it's a build that you have to practice a lot. Looks like Zerg going to be going for the 9-pool build. So, and he's going to make the Nexus anyways. I hope that his timing is good enough, because with a 9-pool build, he could get the Zerglings there very quickly, and this is really making me anxious even seeing this right now. I believe if he had timed this out correctly, he could get the cannon up before the Zerglings get there, but again, oh my gosh. Okay, the Zerglings are out, and he's going to have to use that probe to try to slow down this rush, maybe blocking that small entrance with the probe. That's what I would do. Cannons are on the way. Are they going to get up in time? I'm not sure. He could also use those Zerglings to rush through that, rush past, I should say, that entrance, and then go into the back of his opponent's main and take out probes. Will the cannons get up in time? Did Asam practice this enough? We will find out. Here comes a cannon. First cannon is now up. Indeed, the second cannon will finish. If he can make the gateway, he will block off YellOW's rush. YellOW is turned around. YellOW, realizing that in fact it would be ineffective to move forward, he will instead wait until, oh, okay, I'm on camera. This is the part where I got to look at the camera for some reason. And, yeah, it looks like he's going to be moving forward towards his opponent's base, making, or at least waiting for the Zergling speed upgrade to finish before he rushes by. If he does do that, he might, in fact, cancel his, oh, is he going to get a den? That would actually also be an interesting entrance break. Some Zerg players like to get that Zergling speed upgrade and then rush in there. Other Zergling players, however, prefer to sit back and tech, maybe to Mutalisks. Others will go right for Hydralisks. Most of the time, Zerg just sits back and continues to play an economic game where he masses up. In this case, Yellow's going to get the Hydralisk gen. If this does not work in Yellow's favor, it will be very detrimental to Yellow's economy, giving Endai Asam a big advantage. He's going to get a few Hydralisks. He does not want to let this probe get through, though, and spot that. And if he can control this probe well enough, no, I don't believe he will. The Zergling speed will allow this probe to be taken out easily. He has taken it out. Remember that Asam is making most of his buildings at the entrance of his base to block off from a possible speedling rush through. And instead, Yellow has decided to tech towards Hydralisks. This could make it very easy for him to pick off all of these Hydras, pick off all these buildings outside the front and possibly break the containment, taking out that Zergling. Nice control by Yellow. Hydralisk speed being upgraded. The Stargate's coming out. Pretty typical opening for Protoss. Sometimes we see them get the Citadel and massive gateways. I actually prefer the Stargate simply because I can get the Corsair out and then I can use that to scout my opponent and figure out exactly what he's doing. And I think that's what's going to happen in this case. Once the Corsair is out, Asam will immediately know what's going on. He will know that, in fact, his opponent is going to try to rush in with a very, very risky build. Can Asam get enough cannons up in time? Yellow may be doing this simply because this is this guy's first time playing in front of all of these people, and because of that, he may get nervous and not make enough cannons and instead think that he's more behind than he is and trying to rush up to some tech. RoboBay now out. Hydra's on the move. If he doesn't get enough cannons up, this could be GG very fast. Another cannon is being produced. He'll need at least, I would say, 4 to 5 cannons to hold this off. No drones are mining the expansion, showing us just how all in Yellow is right now. Will Yellow's psychology game work? Looks like Endai is continuing to bring a scouting probe out to try to maybe spot expansions. The Corsair almost finishing, and we'll soon see all these Hydralisks. And that's a sizable amount of Hydralisks. Here comes the Corsair now. Will not spot the Hydralisk quite as quickly. Another cannon's being produced. I think one more cannon could possibly hold this off, and right now I don't see that. Yellow's economy in awful shape, but he could have a very strong rush coming up here. Here he comes now. It looks like the Protoss will have to use its probes. And the 2 cannons now taken out, giving him ample opportunity to take out this Nexus. I did not look like our Protoss friend Asam is going to be getting a Dark Templar, so he will not be able to use this. Okay, it looks like he will close in, and this could be a good game very soon. 1 cannon left, and probes now he's using probes to try to defend this location. We see Corsairs now harassing Overlords. This will slow down more Hydralisks from coming into the game, but it looks like Asam will have to type GG very soon, as Zerg can probably break this contain pretty easily. 1 cannon up, but then taken out. He made it too close to the Hydras. Nexus will be taken out with ease. Yellow is going to win this game. No problem, I believe. And yes, here it comes, the killing blow. With the pylon taken out, no more power. And good game. Yellow took him out with ease. The technical rush did in fact work. A risky play by Yellow, but Yellow using the psychological advantage that he has, tricking his opponent, hiding information from him. He did manage to pull off a successful and dangerous rush. We're not going to be going into the second game pretty soon. Asam may be watching that replay, or he may just be realizing that he's going to have to play a little bit more defensively early on against Yellow, unless, of course, Yellow decides to mix up his style and then come back with some other type of opening, which I'm sure he's capable of. The next map, Katrina, I do think this map slightly favors the Zerg over the Protoss. Drops are very strong on this map. Both players have joined the game, so Asam not going to watch that replay. Probably already knows what he did wrong since the game was so short. He just needed to get his cannons up a little bit quicker. Asam has to maintain his concentration and cannot be shaken up by the fact that he lost that first game so quickly. Of course, that rush by Yellow was very strong. Katrina, one of these maps that's more seasoned. We won't see carriers on this one, obviously, because there's no Terran playing the game. We will, of course, see fast expand, though, for Protoss. All Protoss players fast expanding on this map. Looks like the commentators are going to talk a little bit more until we get the cue for this game to switch. Again, remember, this is Asam's first time in a major tournament, a televised match. That means there's a lot of pressure on him. YellOW probably does not even get nervous anymore as he plays in games like this. It's because, he's just done this so much. It's just second nature to him. Thank you again for watching, and we're going to start.